Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Here's Harrison Mevis to get this one started. And away we go from East Rutherford. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he couldn't do a whole lot there. Minimal yardage picked up to the 27. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Throwing now, off play action. Headed out right. He just throws this one away.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Let's go. 79 Bronco.
They're going play action. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Jets force the turnover on the first series of this game. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
Completed over the middle. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He brings it in. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal. Mitchell. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
And he's able to get back to the line, but that is all. Stuffed once again, and now suddenly they're left with 3rd and goal.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
He's on the move. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. Mevis able to knock it through. And that will get them on the board.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Handoff running left, Walker. There it is, touchdown Seattle! The Seahawks pull ahead 6-3 in the first. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown! Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. They'll throw to begin this drive. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And it sets up 2nd down. Back to throw. That pass complete to Irving. And he's going to be touched down a yard shy of that marker.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. Let's go. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. Oh, baby, he gets rocked and the ball is out. And the Seahawks pick it up. Reaches the 40. Into the red zone. And he's going to return this to the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks grow their lead off the turnover. No one else you'd rather have scooping up that loose football. Somebody who could do some damage with it on a return.
Yeah, some poor fortune right there offensively. There was nobody there to, number 1, make the recovery, or number 2, make a solid tackle on that speedster. Once he got the return going, that fumble was headed all the way home.
That one right down the middle. And the Seahawks drive their lead to 11. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Airing it out to start this drive. That'll be caught by Troy Franklin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. first down. Gets his tight end on the corner route. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal. Mitchell will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's second and goal. Now they send their back in motion right. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
From the gun on third down. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Mevis able to knock it through. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now an inside give to Walker. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. About set for the second quarter. Seahawks football here. They'll have 2nd and 7 to deal with. Throwing off the play fake here. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 30 yards on that one. And it sets up Seattle with first down. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw on third. Cut at the 10-yard line. All the way, touchdown Seattle. The Seahawks lead by 14. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Seahawks lead by 15 now.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
That's good for a Jet.
Let's go.
Here's Mitchell again. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Here. Here we go.
2nd and 10 now. Gets everything he has under this throw. Into a crowd, and that pass is intercepted. Devon Holland comes up with it. And the Seahawks will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Let's go now.
From the 46. Escapes the pocket. Caught by the open man. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 20. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
This defense did the best they could to track him as he ran all the way across the field, but eventually, you're just going to lose him. And that's when a completion was made and turned it into a significant gain.
From the red zone now. Throw left is intercepted. Jalen Ramsey comes up with it. And the Jets get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football's the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. Devon Holland comes up with it. And the Seahawks are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception and give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks parlay the interception into points. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Ready, ready.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit. Back now, pressure on its way. Has some daylight through the 40. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Able to get it to Franklin. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
This one falls incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Still inches to go on third down.
Here we go.
Mitchell up the middle. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. A 1-yard gain on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Jets in need of some points before the break. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Short pass brought in. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
Kate, that play's so indicative of why tight ends in this league have become just an X factor. Right, they're big, they can block at the line of scrimmage, but the elite guys, well, they've got that speed, and they can take something short and make a difference with it down the field.
Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. Touchdown, New York! Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
Mevis ready to send this one away. Has this at the 6. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here's first and 10 from the 34.
Reload.
They give up the gut to Walker. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'll really break the backs of a defense.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Jets take their first time out, and they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
3rd and long for him here. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Jets are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down. Throwing from the gun. This throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They send the tight end in motion. And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets could make it a 1-score game as they cut it to 9 before half. Nevis now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jets get it back to within 1 score. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Starting from the 5. And look at this return. It's an excellent return, but he gets popped at the end of it. "19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it." All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing now on first down. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks will add to their lead at the end of the half. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Looking to throw. He's going deep. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. This return makes it up to the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Come on, set.
They'll come out throwing. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3. Cut out left. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They'll throw on first. That pass complete to Irving. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
This finds Mitchell complete. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, short of the 15. set for a 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. He brings it in. And he almost gets to the 5. He's out at the 6. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. He'll throw it yet again. And he will score. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Mevis now for the extra point. And he sends the point after right through the uprights. And the Jets get it back to within 1 score. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go now. Go.
Here's a give up the middle. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 34. Walker hauls it in. Jukes one defender. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Walker on 1st down. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Connects with the open man downfield. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
19 Lions. Ready.
1st down from the red zone. Chase down to his right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stayed tight, and forced the throw away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to throw. And the defender comes away with it. The rookie from Georgia has it. And the Jets have it as he records the 1st interception of his young career. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the 2nd half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Come on, set.
Dropping back to throw. This one finds Irving. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there from the secondary Grant Delpit on the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
They'll throw it. That's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
Here we go, set. Ready.
They'll throw it again. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Ready.
2nd and 3 now.
Let's go.
From the 48. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Off the mark there, incomplete pass. This one intended for the running back. And now they face 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Go now.
2nd and 10 now. That one's complete, right side. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. Motioning the tight end now. Still sticking with the passing game. He's got a man left. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week. And I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other, and give him a chance to make a play.
We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've... They'll try and throw it here. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Back to throw, needing a 1st. He's on the move. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Up the sideline, past the 45. And he's down to the 42-yard line. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They give it to him again. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Back now, pressure on its way. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Looking for a throw here. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Quarterback so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning-quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it. Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
18 run.
From the 22 on 2nd down. Completed over the middle. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
Go, Reed. Go. Stephanie.
Mitchell takes it straight ahead. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Nothing doing that time, and it leaves them on 2nd and goal.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, go!
They kick the running back in motion. Throwing on 2nd and 4. Has it in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw it. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Big moment for Harrison Mevis here. It's a chip shot, this one straight ahead. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And that brings things a little closer here late.
Such a perfect example of a kicker just doing his job. And now, well, now it's incumbent upon that defense to give him and their offense another shot.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running left, here's Walker. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook. This
is Walker on 2nd. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
New set of downs for him from the 46.